Welcome to my channel. HD Rare Coins 111. In this video I tell you about the United States of America Washington quarter dollars which are most valuable and rare. If you interested, please subscribe my channel. Thanks. Top 1. Today, we're diving into one of the most iconic coins in American numismatics, the Washington quarter dollar, minted from 1776 to 1976. This coin is not only a piece of American currency but also a rich symbol of history, artistry, and the nation's evolution. We're going to explore its origins, its striking design, its minting details, its journey into the hearts of collectors, and, of course, the astonishing value it holds today. Let's go back in time, all the way to 1776, the year the United States declared its independence from Great Britain. That year, the country was brimming with energy, hope, and the ideals of freedom, but the fledgling nation was also in dire need of a currency system that could unite the states and fuel its future. Enter the idea of coinage, something symbolic of the new republic's identity, something that would not only serve the practical needs of commerce but also speak to the shared values of the American people. This moment marked the birth of what would later become one of the most enduring symbols of American history, the Washington quarter. Fast forward to 1932, the Washington quarter was born. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, this quarter featured George Washington on the obverse, the first president of the United States. It was part of a new wave of coins designed to honor notable figures in American history. But what makes the Washington quarter of 1776 to 1976 even more intriguing is the significant milestone it commemorates: the bicentennial of the United States of America. This special edition, released in 1976, added a twist to the traditional Washington design, creating a beautiful bridge between the nation's past, present, and future. For a deeper understanding, let's first break down the basics. The Washington quarter dollar 1776 to 1976 is made of cupronickel and weighs in at 6.25 grams, which has been a standard for many decades. The coin's obverse, or front side, features a portrait of George Washington, modeled after the famous Gilbert Stuart portrait. His image has long been synonymous with the nation's early years, evoking the struggle, the courage, and the vision of the American Revolution. But it's the reverse side of the coin that gets even more interesting. For the 1776 to 1976 bicentennial quarter, a special design was chosen to mark the occasion. The reverse, instead of showing the familiar eagle, displayed a rendition of the colonial drummer, a figure symbolizing the revolution and the birth of the nation. This was a departure from the standard eagle design that had appeared on quarters since 1932. On top of the drummer, the inscription, E pluribus unum, out of many one, reminded everyone of the unity and collective spirit that helped build the United States. So why did the U.S. Mint decide to release a special bicentennial quarter in 1976? Well, it was part of a broader celebration of the nation's 200th anniversary of independence. From parades to fireworks, Americans were celebrating a remarkable 2 centuries of freedom and prosperity. The decision to redesign the reverse of the quarter was an attempt to encapsulate the significance of the moment and provide the American people with something tangible to mark the occasion. The Mint's decision to release this quarter in 1976 was no accident. It was part of an effort to boost national pride and give Americans something to commemorate their country's extraordinary achievements. But what wasn't fully realized at the time was that this coin would also become a rare collector's item, with the potential to appreciate significantly in value over time. Now, let's take a closer look at how this coin is minted. As part of the bicentennial series, the Washington quarter was struck at multiple U.S. Mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, producing millions of coins. While most of these quarters are still in circulation, certain versions of the 1776 to 1976 quarter have become highly sought after in the collector's world. So, what makes these coins valuable? The answer lies in a combination of factors, including rarity, condition, and historical significance. Most of the bicentennial quarters you'll come across are worth face value, 25 cents, because they were produced in large numbers. But over the years, certain versions of the coin have caught the attention of collectors, especially those in pristine condition or those with unique minting errors. Coins that were minted with particular flaws, such as doubled dies or unexpected markings, can skyrocket in value. There's also the matter of grading. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers representing better condition. A Washington quarter in near perfect condition, like one graded MS 67 or higher, can fetch prices far above face value. For example, a typical bicentennial quarter in mint condition may sell for around $5 to $10, but a rare, flawless specimen can command prices in the hundreds. And for coins with special errors or unique characteristics, the numbers can climb even higher. Which brings us to the jaw-dropping revelation we've been working toward: the current value of the Washington quarter, $1776 to 1976. In recent years, certain versions of the bicentennial quarter have been known to fetch up to $40,000. Yes, you heard that right. A rare, high-quality version of this coin, particularly those with unique minting errors or certain production quirks, has become one of the most valuable coins in American numismatics. In fact, a coin that's in pristine condition, with the right markings, could be worth a small fortune. Now, how can you tell if your Washington quarter is one of those rare treasures? The first step is to check the condition of the coin. Look for scratches, dents, or signs of wear. Coins in excellent condition, with sharp details and no visible damage, will naturally be worth more. Then, consider any unusual features, like doubling or minting flaws, that might set your coin apart. Finally, get it professionally graded. A certified coin grader can give you a better idea of your quarter's value based on its condition and rarity. When it comes to selling or buying rare coins, knowing the market and having access to reputable dealers can make all the difference. Coins like the Washington quarter, $1776 to 1976, are highly prized, and you'll want to ensure that you're getting the best price if you decide to sell. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a newcomer to the world of numismatics, this coin is a fascinating piece of history and a potential gold mine. To wrap things up, the Washington quarter, $1776 to 1976, is far more than just pocket change. It's a reminder of America's remarkable journey, a link to the revolutionary spirit of the 18th century, and a symbol of the nation's enduring legacy. Whether you're holding one in your hand as a collector's item or admiring it as a piece of history, the Washington quarter has earned its place as a treasured memento of the United States. And who knows? If you've got one tucked away in your coin collection, you might just be holding on to a piece of American history worth thousands of dollars. Keep an eye out, and happy collecting! Top 2. We're going to dive into one of the most intriguing quarters in American history, the Washington quarter, minted in 1993. A coin that may seem relatively recent, but one that carries within it a deep history, captivating design, and a surprising collector's value that will leave you speechless. From its origins to its minting details, to why collectors are paying close attention to this particular coin, stick around because this is one story that's sure to excite both seasoned numismatists and those just getting into coin collecting. Let's take a step back to the early years of the Washington quarter. Originally introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington, the very first president of the United States, the Washington quarter became a staple of American coinage. Designed by John Flanagan, the coin's obverse featured Washington's portrait, capturing the essence of leadership and dedication. The reverse typically featured an eagle, a powerful symbol of America's national pride. For many years, this design remained consistent, symbolizing the strength and resilience of the American people. But we're not here to talk about just any Washington quarter. Today, we're focusing on the 1993 edition. Now, why 1993? Why this particular year? At first glance, this coin might seem like just another ordinary quarter, but it's actually a unique piece of American currency, and its value has been steadily rising. To truly understand what makes the 1993 Washington quarter special, we need to understand a few key details about its design, minting, and of course, the years that shaped it. By the time we reached 1993, the Washington quarter had undergone several changes, especially after 1965 when the U.S. Mint changed the coin's composition. Prior to that, quarters were made of 90% silver and 10% copper. However, during the silver crisis of the 1960s, the mint decided to switch the coin's composition to a copper-nickel alloy. This new composition was used for the Washington quarter all the way through to the present day, including the 1993 release. The year 1993 was significant for a couple of reasons. By this time, the United States was firmly in the post-World War II era, and the mint had begun making subtle design changes and innovations. The most notable design feature of the 1993 quarter is its distinctive reverse. While most of the quarters produced during this time maintained the standard eagle design on the reverse, the 1993 coin has a particularly sharp and well-defined strike, making it stand out from earlier versions. This is one of the factors that collectors pay close attention to when determining the value of the coin. Now, let's talk about the minting details. The U.S. Mint, as it does with most coins, produced the 1993 Washington quarter in 3 locations: the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint. Each facility produced these coins in massive quantities, meaning that a large number of 1,993 quarters entered circulation. The Mint also produced proof versions of the quarter, which were specially made for collectors and were struck multiple times to create a high-quality finish. The Philadelphia Mint struck the majority of these coins, while Denver and San Francisco each contributed their own portion. However, the 1993 quarter, like most modern U.S. coins, was struck in relatively high numbers. At least 700 million quarters were produced that year alone. This large production run meant that, in general, most 1993 Washington quarters are still circulating today and are not considered rare. But what makes certain 1993 quarters stand out among the rest? The answer lies in their condition, rarity, and most significantly, minting errors. Like any collectible item, coins that exhibit unique features or imperfections tend to be much more valuable. In the case of the 1993 Washington quarter, collectors often look for coins that are in pristine condition or ones with specific minting anomalies. Some of the most desirable 1993 quarters include those that have been graded as MS-67 or higher. Grading is a key part of coin collecting, and the higher the grade, the more valuable the coin tends to be. Coins that are graded MS-67 or higher are often flawless or near flawless, meaning they were preserved in excellent condition since their minting. These coins can fetch several $100s, and if you happen to come across one in great shape, you may have a treasure on your hands. But the value of a 1993 Washington quarter doesn't stop there. It's not just about how shiny the coin is or whether it's been well preserved. There's another factor that could dramatically increase the coin's worth: minting errors. Yes, it's true, errors are what make some coins particularly valuable, and the 1993 quarter is no exception. For example, some 1993 quarters were struck with misaligned dies, creating coins with distorted or uneven designs. Others may have been double-struck, which can make the coin appear to have been struck more than once. These types of errors are rare, but they can make a coin significantly more valuable. If you happen to find a 1993 Washington quarter with one of these unusual errors, you could be looking at a rare collector's item that could fetch thousands of dollars. There's also another aspect of value that collectors consider. The coins appeal to those who collect based on specific mint marks. Each mint facility in the United States, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, has its own unique mint mark that indicates where the coin was produced. For the 1993 quarter, collectors often seek out specific mint marks, especially the ones from the San Francisco Mint, which produced a much smaller number of coins than Philadelphia or Denver. These coins, particularly in higher grades, have proven to be more valuable over time. Now, let's get to the big question: what is the current value of a 1993 Washington quarter, and why is it worth so much? As we mentioned earlier, most 1993 quarters aren't worth more than their face value of 25 cents. However, a 1993 quarter in perfect or near perfect condition, or one with a rare minting error, can be worth significantly more. High-grade examples of the 1993 quarter can range anywhere from $50 to $100, but there are certain rare versions of the coin that have sold for up to $25,000. That's right, $25,000. It's not an exaggeration. Some 1993 Washington quarters, particularly those with unique errors and in mint condition, have sold for tens of thousands of dollars at auction. These are the kinds of coins that collectors and investors are on the lookout for, and finding one could completely transform your collection, or your financial future. But how can you tell if your 1993 quarter is worth a small fortune? The first step is to check its condition. A coin that looks worn or scratched is unlikely to be worth much more than face value. However, if you find a 1993 quarter that has a sharp, clean strike with no visible damage or wear, you might be holding on to something special. Next, look for any unusual markings or defects, as these could be signs of a minting error. Finally, get the coin professionally graded by a certified numismatist, as this will give you an accurate idea of its value and potential worth. In conclusion, the 1993 Washington quarter is far more than just a coin that circulated in the early 90s. It's a part of American history, a piece of art, and for the right collector, a valuable treasure. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, this coin offers an exciting opportunity to explore the fascinating world of coin collecting and the potential for finding something truly special. Who knows, your next coin hunt might just land you a 1993 Washington quarter worth $25,000. Happy collecting, and may the coins you discover bring you wealth and wonder. Top 3. We dive deep into the story of the 1985 Washington quarter and uncover why it's worth a closer look, and possibly thousands of dollars. To truly understand why the 1985 Washington quarter is worth celebrating, we need to first appreciate the history that led up to this particular coin's release. The Washington quarter, named after George Washington, the first president of the United States, has been a cornerstone of American coinage since 1932. This coin was initially introduced to honor the first president, and its design remained largely unchanged for decades. For years, it carried an image of Washington, crafted by artist John Flanagan, on the obverse, with the reverse typically showcasing an eagle, symbolizing the strength and unity of the nation. But let's fast forward to 1985. By the mid-1980s, the Washington quarter had been a constant in American currency, with some minor design variations over time, especially with the transition from silver to copper-nickel in the 1960s. The 1985 quarter, however, marked a specific moment in the series. It was a time when the United States had experienced significant political and economic changes. Ronald Reagan had just completed his first term as president, the economy was recovering from a recession, and the country was looking toward the future with optimism. The Washington quarter, like many coins before it, symbolized not just the strength of the nation but also the resilience and continuity of the American people. Now, let's turn our attention to the actual design of the 1985 Washington quarter. While it may not seem radically different at first glance, there are some key aspects that make this coin stand out, especially for collectors. The coin's obverse features a well-known portrait of George Washington, based on the famous Gilbert Stuart painting that captured Washington's dignified leadership. This portrait had been the face of the quarter for over 50 years by 1985, and it remains one of the most iconic images in American coinage. However, what makes the 1985 Washington quarter particularly special isn't just the familiar image of Washington, it's the quality of the strike, the sharpness of the design, and the overall condition of the coin. By the mid-1980s, the U.S. Mint had perfected the methods of coin production. The Washington quarters minted in 1985 featured crisp details, clear lines, and a high-quality finish that made them stand out from earlier editions. This was especially true for proof coins, which were struck multiple times to ensure a flawless finish. On the reverse side of the coin, as expected, we see the traditional eagle design. The eagle has been the symbol of the U.S. Mint's coinage for centuries, representing strength, freedom, and independence. In the 1985 Washington quarter, the eagle is depicted in flight, with its wings spread wide, symbolizing a nation with limitless potential. This image is a testament to the enduring values that have shaped the United States since its founding. But what truly elevates the 1985 Washington quarter in the world of coin collecting is its production details. Coins minted in 1985 were produced at multiple U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. While most of the quarters were produced in high quantities, certain coins, particularly those from the San Francisco Mint, were made as proof coins specifically for collectors. These proof coins were struck with extra care and attention to detail, ensuring they were nearly perfect and had a polished, mirror-like finish. But here's where it gets really interesting. The 1985 Washington quarter is one of those coins that collectors should keep an eye out for because certain versions, especially those in mint condition or with unique features, have gained significant value over the years. Though the 1985 quarter wasn't produced in incredibly limited quantities, the condition of individual coins can make a huge difference in their value. Most of the 1985 quarters you'll come across are in circulation and are worth just their face value of 25 cents. However, certain rare specimens, especially those that have been preserved in pristine condition, are worth far more. You see, in the world of coin collecting, the value of a coin is not just about its age or rarity, it's about its condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher grades indicating better condition. For a coin to be considered in mint condition, it has to have sharp details, no visible wear, and no blemishes. This is what makes high-grade 1985 Washington quarters so valuable to collectors. A coin that is graded MS67 or higher can command prices far beyond face value. But there's one more factor that can significantly boost the value of the 1985 Washington quarter: minting errors. Coin collectors go wild for coins that exhibit unusual features, especially those that were accidentally produced during the minting process. These can include misalignments, doubled dies, or off-center strikes, errors that make a coin stand out from the rest of the batch. While minting errors on the 1985 Washington quarter are relatively rare, they do exist, and if you happen to find one, you could be holding onto a valuable piece of history. So, how do you know if your 1985 Washington quarter is worth more than just a few cents? The first thing to check is its condition. Is the coin in excellent shape with sharp, crisp details and no obvious signs of wear? If so, you could be looking at a coin that is worth more than face value. Next, take a closer look for any unusual features or imperfections. A minting error, like a doubled die or a misalignment, could drastically increase the coin's worth. But what's the real kicker here? What makes this coin so impressive, and why should collectors and investors be paying attention to it right now? The big reveal is that certain 1985 Washington quarters, especially those in pristine condition or with minting errors, have been known to fetch up to $33,000 in today's market. That's right, $33,000 for a coin that, when released, was worth just 25 cents. It's hard to believe, but these coins have seen a significant increase in value over the years, and they're becoming increasingly rare as more of them are pulled from circulation or lost to time. The reason why these coins are worth so much is due to their rarity and excellent condition, their historical significance, and the growing interest from collectors. As the years go by, more and more collectors are seeking out these quarters, and the prices continue to climb. If you happen to find a well-preserved 1985 Washington quarter, or if you come across one with a unique error, you might just have a small fortune in your hands. So, how can you tell if your 1985 quarter is worth a significant amount of money? The best way is to have it professionally graded by a certified numismatist. They will assess the coin's condition, identify any potential minting errors, and give you an accurate estimate of its value. If you suspect that you have a rare, high-quality 1985 Washington quarter, it may be worth your while to have it graded and appraised by an expert. In conclusion, the 1985 Washington quarter is far more than just a piece of everyday currency. It's a collectible item, a piece of American history, and, for the right collector, a treasure worth thousands of dollars. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a newcomer to the world of coin collecting, the 1985 Washington quarter offers a fascinating glimpse into the artistry and craftsmanship of American coinage, and its value continues to rise with time. So, the next time you come across a 1985 Washington quarter, take a moment to inspect it carefully. You might just be holding onto a coin worth far more than you ever imagined. Keep collecting, stay curious, and who knows, your next coin find could turn into a fortune. Top 4. We're going to take a deep dive into a unique and incredibly valuable coin, the Washington Quarter Dollar from 2001, specifically the South Carolina State Quarter. At first glance, it might seem like just another coin in the 50 State Quarter series, but trust me, this coin holds more than just historical significance. There's a fascinating story behind it, a design that speaks to South Carolina's rich heritage, and an impressive value that will leave you in awe. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just be looking at your coin collection in a whole new light. The 50 State Quarters program was one of the most ambitious and exciting projects in the history of the United States Mint. Launched in 1999, it was designed to celebrate each of the 50 states with a unique quarter that represented their history, culture, and contributions to the nation. The program spanned over a decade, from 1999 to 2008, and during this time, 5 new state quarters were released each year, each with its own distinct design. By 2001, the series was well underway, and the South Carolina quarter was the first to be released that year. To understand the significance of the 2001 South Carolina quarter, we need to take a step back and consider the historical context. South Carolina, one of the original 13 colonies, played a pivotal role in the founding of the United States. It was the first state to secede from the Union in 1860, a dramatic moment in American history that led to the Civil War. Despite its tumultuous past, South Carolina is also known for its cultural contributions, its stunning landscapes, and its rich traditions. So, it was only fitting that the state quarter design would reflect both the beauty and the complexity of South Carolina's heritage. The design of the 2001 South Carolina quarter is a visual representation of the state's story. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find a beautiful and intricate portrayal of the Carolina wren, a small bird that is South Carolina's state bird. The wren is shown perched on a branch, with its tail raised, adding a sense of movement and life to the coin. The bird itself is a symbol of the state's natural beauty and diverse wildlife, something that South Carolina is known for. Surrounding the wren are elements that highlight South Carolina's culture and history: a palmetto tree and a crescent moon, both of which are included in the state's flag and have deep significance to the people of South Carolina. The palmetto tree, in particular, is a symbol of the state's resilience, having played a key role in the defense of the state during the Revolutionary War, specifically in the Battle of Fort Moultrie in 1776. The obverse of the coin, as with all quarters in the 50 State Quarter series, features the familiar portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. This iconic image of Washington has been a fixture on U.S. coins for decades, and its continued presence in the State Quarter series serves as a reminder of the nation's founding and the ideals of democracy, liberty, and leadership that George Washington represents. Above Washington's portrait is the inscription, "United States of America," and below it, "Liberty," and the year of minting, which in this case is 2001. The coin also carries the familiar motto, "E pluribus unum," meaning, "out of many one," highlighting the unity of the states under one nation. Minting of the 2001 South Carolina quarter, like all quarters in the 50 State Quarter series, was done at the U.S. Mint's facilities in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. As part of the program, the U.S. Mint produced billions of state quarters for circulation. These coins were struck in the typical cupidnical composition, weighing 5.67 grams, and had a diameter of 24.26 millimeters. As you might imagine, with such large production runs, most of the South Carolina quarters that entered circulation were not particularly rare or valuable. However, as is often the case with coins, certain factors, such as minting errors or the quality of the coin's preservation, can make a seemingly ordinary coin much more valuable. In fact, when it comes to collecting the 2001 South Carolina quarter, there's much more to it than just looking at the face value of the coin. Collectors are particularly interested in the condition and any rare variations or minting errors that may have occurred during the production process. Coins that are in excellent condition, graded as MS-67 or higher can be worth much more than their face value of 25 cents. In addition, certain errors, such as double strikes, misalignments, or incorrect die markings, can turn an otherwise common coin into a sought-after rarity that can fetch thousands of dollars at auction. Now, let's talk about what really makes the 2001 South Carolina quarter so special: its current value. You might be surprised to learn that, despite the fact that millions of these quarters were produced, certain examples have sold for as much as $28,000. That's right, $28,000 for a single coin. How is that possible? The answer lies in the rarity and desirability of certain 2001 South Carolina quarters. Coins that are in perfect or near perfect condition, especially those graded MS-68 or higher, are incredibly valuable to collectors. Additionally, some of these coins have been known to have rare minting errors, which make them even more desirable. If you've come across a 2001 South Carolina quarter in your collection, or if you've been saving quarters from circulation, you may want to take a closer look to see if you have a hidden treasure. So, what should you be looking for when evaluating your own 2001 South Carolina quarter? First and foremost, you'll want to examine the coin's condition. Coins that are well preserved, with no visible scratches, discoloration, or wear, are much more valuable than coins that have been heavily circulated. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Grading is done on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. A coin that's graded MS-67 or higher is considered to be in excellent condition and can be worth significantly more than its face value. If your 2001 South Carolina quarter is in near perfect condition, you might just have a valuable coin on your hands. In addition to the coin's condition, you'll also want to look for any rare minting errors. For example, some 2001 South Carolina quarters have been found with doubled dies, meaning that the design elements on the coin were struck more than once, creating a slight distortion. This can be especially noticeable on the letters or numbers on the coin, and it's a feature that many collectors actively seek out. Other errors, such as misalignments or off-center strikes, can also make the coin more valuable. If you think you may have a rare, high-quality 2001 South Carolina quarter, the next step is to get it professionally graded. A certified coin grading service, such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, can evaluate the coin's condition, identify any potential errors, and provide a grade that reflects its true value. Once your coin is graded, you'll have a much clearer idea of its worth in the marketplace. In conclusion, the 2001 South Carolina Washington quarter is far more than just a coin from the 50-state quarter series. It's a piece of history, a work of art, and for some lucky collectors, a valuable treasure worth up to $28,000. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just getting started in the world of coin collecting, this quarter is a perfect example of how even modern coins can hold surprising value. So, take a moment to check your change or dust off your collection. You may just have a rare, valuable coin waiting to be discovered. Happy collecting, and who knows, your next find could be worth thousands.